So I'll be waking up about 6:30ish. Leave my house about 7. I have to check into the hospital at 8. I'm gonna have a feeding tube placed about 10 o'clock, I guess is when we go back. It's only been 19 weeks since I was diagnosed with gastroparesis, but with the way that it's progressed, and it's progressed so fast, I've most likely had it for much longer, since maybe mid-adolescence, I suppose. I guess 19 weeks, I've lost about 25 pounds. I was a pretty healthy 110 pounds, and now I'm getting pretty darn close to in the 80s. So I'm getting a J-tube, which is a feeding tube that goes straight into the jejunum. So I won't have to eat by mouth and then worry about nausea and vomiting, which would cause me to lose more weight because I'm not allowed, the gastroparesis, it doesn't allow my stomach to process food. It just sits there and the nutrients aren't being absorbed. So, I'm anemic, my potassium and sodium are always low. I also have a heart condition, and losing all that weight has not made that any better. My blood sugar, I have blood sugar issues. It gets really low very easily. So I have to always make sure I keep on top of that. So I've had a lot of issues. I have seizures. I've had a lot of issues since I was 1. So I'm hoping that this surgery will help prolong my life. And I say prolong because I'm pretty much dying. I have a heart that's failing. My body's just shutting down, and it's just, the older I get, just the worse I get. I have status seizures often, once or twice a month. That will put me in the hospital. Last summer, I had a status seizure. I went into status seizures for about a month straight. I was in the ICU. Then I was moved to just a regular floor for about a week, and then I had to go to a inpatient rehab, and we noticed then that my stomach really isn't doing what it's supposed to, and I had pneumonia with fluid around my lungs, and that's another reason why we were doing the tube, is because whenever I eat, if I have a seizure, I usually get sick, and of course, if I get sick during the seizure, or, something during the seizure, I get sick. I usually end up inhaling whatever I've thrown up, which, of course, whenever you breathe, it goes to your lungs. So I usually end up with fluid in my lungs, which causes infections and pneumonia, and actually about 3 weeks ago, I went into the ER. I just felt like I had a pleural effusion, possibly pneumonia. Turns out I did. It was a pretty resistant pneumonia. It took probably 15 to 20 bags of antibiotics being rotated, around the clock for about 5 days at my local hospital. And then I had to be transferred to the hospital in town, not in town, the bigger hospital where my neurologist is. And that was because of the fevers and all of that stuff. I was having seizures, and even now, 3 weeks later, I still have pneumonia, and that's because of aspirating during seizure. So, having the feeding tube placed past my stomach into the jejunum, the small intestine, it will hopefully reduce the likelihood of me continuing to get pneumonia with pleural effusions and then having to get chest tubes, because there's so much fluid that develops around my lungs and my immune system isn't the best. So I was wanting to make this video because I wanted to document as much as I could about the process. I'm not a vlogger, and but I wanted to make a video about, process before and after the surgery. So of course today would be the before, and then I'm sure tomorrow I'll be pretty out of it. But what to expect after the surgery, what to expect, getting set up with home care, so, and I really wanted to do it because I was trying to inform myself about what I should expect, the pain, just, there's not much about before. There's always about after, and I want to be a before kind of person, which means I just want to be the person who can help someone who's afraid before. I'm not afraid of the surgery because I'll be put to sleep. I always have to be put to sleep, even for small surgeries. I have a port that I had put in about 1.5 years ago, and most people are awake during that surgery, but because of my seizures, I have to be put asleep, because who wants to have a seizure while you're being cut open? So it's just precautionary, and every time I'm intubated I always get pneumonia, so I have extra antibiotics, so I may be in the hospital a lot longer. So I'm gonna wrap this up. This is the night before, so this is the last sleep before I have to wake up and go under the knife yet again. and this was a hard decision to make, and it's never an easy decision to make for either your child or yourself. And before I made this decision, I had to get to the point where I knew that if I didn't get it, that I wouldn't be able to live that much longer. So this is really for my gastroparesis. It's a way for me to hopefully live longer. I want to see my niece grow up and my nephew in May. You know, I want to see my sisters and my brothers all become who they want to be, and I'm the oldest. I will die first. I have five diagnoses. I'm on 3 seizure meds. That's how uncontrolled mine are. But I just want to be here longer, and that's how I made the decision, is I want to live. And so, how can you go wrong if living is your only, if going under the knife is your only option? I would take off a leg if that meant that I could live longer. And of course I never want to be in that position, but this is little compared to what other people have to go through. So this surgery is my last option, and I'm hoping that I'll be more comfortable in front of the camera, because I'm really not. And maybe I can make more videos about me, my health, my family, and maybe next time we can do a get to know me video. So I hope everyone has a good night, and I hope that everything in your life that you're going through right now, you'll find some peace. And if anything, you've always got me. I've been through a lot of crap, and even if it's just to vent, I promise I don't judge, because I've been on the other end. Especially with my seizures, people are scared of me. They look at me differently. So just reach out, if not to me, to someone you trust. Night.